my dear students. Welcome to English class. In this particular video, we're going to look at Unit 1, Be Reading. As we are studying this particular lesson under the theme Personality Development, this particular lesson really helps us to have a holistic development in our personality because we strive to succeed, we thrive to succeed. As we go on in this life to be successful, there are few inevitable things that comes in our life because everyone talks about success, everyone talks about doing great, everyone want to achieve something new, everyone want to reach new heights. But when we are thriving for these things, there are few inevitable things that come in our life, but no one tells us how to deal with that. And this particular lesson, which we're going to look at, will tell us how to deal with those inevitable things that comes in our life when we try to success. About the author. Shiv Khera is an Indian author of self-help books and activist. While working in the United States, he was inspired by a lecture delivered by Norman Vincent Peale and followed his motivational teachings. Khera has written several books including You Can Win. His mission is to ensure freedom through education and justice. Shiv Khera was born in a business family which used to have coal mines at Kendua in Dhanbad, India. Soon after the nationalization of coal mines by the Indian government, he had to search for his own living. In his early years, he worked as a car washer, a life insurance agent, and a franchise operator before he became a motivational speaker. Even the life of the author, Shiv Khera, is an inspiring life. He had a lot of wealth, but all of a sudden he lost it. And he started his life in a very humble way. And he was a car washer, a life insurance agent, and a franchise operator. And finally, now he is a motivational speaker who motivates people all around the world to be successful. And he teaches some life's lessons. He introduces us to realities of life. And he inspires. So let us learn from this lesson. Let me introduce you to the title. Every success story is also a story of great failure. And if you look at the title carefully, every success story means each individual success story is also a story of great failures. And if you see here, it is plural, failures, and not ordinary tiny failures. They are great failures. Means every successful man, before he attained that success, he failed multiple times. He failed many times. So this particular lesson is all about how to handle failures. I hope this lesson will instill in you few characteristics that we don't usually possess. And this is for the development of our personality. So let us right away get into our lesson and let us read our first paragraph. Please open your textbooks to page 14, first paragraph. Failure is the highway to success. It opens with a quote saying that failure is the highway to success. This means there is no other way to succeed. We can't escape failures. We have to go through this way as we reach success. We fail, but remember, that is the highway to succeed. And next we see there, Tom Watson Sr. said, if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. It is not that Tom Watson Sr. he is insisting us to fail, but he is saying us that what he meant by double your failure rate means he actually wants us to try new things, attempt new things. And when we attempt new things, we learn something new. We learn from our mistakes, from our failures. And that is how we're going to succeed in our life. Paragraph. If you study history, you will find that all stories of success are also stories of great failure. Means if you look at lives of the successful people in detail, they all tell us one thing. They all failed greatly and they failed many times. People don't see the failures. People don't see failures. People only see the success. only see one side of the picture and they say that person got lucky. People only see the one side of the coin. It's like people only see the success, but they fail to see the other side. And they think that it's by their luck that they succeeded. It's by their luck they got succeeded. But it is by their hard work. It's not by their luck. It's not by chance. They worked for it, they strived for it, and they achieved. It's not by luck, but people think they are just lucky to be successful. And we see on the second paragraph, last two lines, he must have been at the right place at the right time. People say that that person might be at the right place at the right time and he got successful by chance, randomly. But only the person who attained that success knows how he strived hard for it, how many times he worked for it, how much of effort that he has put into it. Success never comes by luck. It comes by hard work and it comes by effort. Let's move on to the next paragraph. If you see over here, let us read the text. Let me share someone's life story with you. This was a man who failed in business at the age of 21. At the age of 21, he started a business and business went bankrupt. He failed in the business, was defeated in a legislative race at age 22. He is into politics and he contested in a political race. Legislative race means a political election, and he failed again in business at age 24. Maybe he came out of politics and again he wanted to try in business, and at age 24 again he failed in business. Overcame the death of his sweetheart at age 26. At age 26 he lost his loved one. Maybe this was very devastating and he considered this as a failure in his life at age 26. Had a nervous breakdown at age 27. Nervous breakdown means a stressful situation in which the person temporarily unable to function normally in day-to-day life. That means depression, anxiety, intense stress. So at age 27, he was into depression. And then lost a congressional race at age 34. Again, he came back into politics and again he tried again at the age of 34. He failed again. Lost a senatorial race at age 45. Again, he participated in this senatorial race, again into politics, and again he was defeated. Failed in an effort to become vice president at age 47. He contested to be the vice president and again he failed. Lost a senatorial race at age 49. At age 49, again he tried in politics, a senatorial race, and again he failed, and was elected president of the United States at age 52. And success knocked at his door at age 52 after multiple failures. And I hope by looking at the picture in the textbook, you could be able to know who this man is. This man was Abraham Lincoln. Would you call him a failure? He could have quit after trying thrice, after trying multiple times. He could have quit. He could have said that I tried and I couldn't and I give up. But to Lincoln, defeat was a detour and not a dead end. Remember, Lincoln, when he failed, he took each failure as a detour. What is a detour? A road or route that is used when the usual one is closed. For Lincoln, each failure is an alternative. It is another road that he is going to take. But he never took failure as a dead end. And let me ask you a question. Who is a failure? Let me tell you, a person who stops trying is a failure. It's not a person who fails is a failure, but a person who stops trying is a failure. Don't give up. Don't stop trying. And from the life of Abraham Lincoln, we could learn one thing: perseverance. Be consistent. have perseverance, never give up, be resilient, get up again. If you fall, get up again and try. That is how we become successful. And we have another person on page 14. In 1913, Lee De Forest, the inventor of triode tubes, and Lee De Forest, he invented triode tube, was charged by the district attorney for using fraudulent means to mislead the public into buying stocks of his company by claiming that he could transmit the human voice across the Atlantic. If you see over here, he actually invented triode tubes and he became successful. Before this success came to him, he was actually charged. Charged means he was booked in a case by district attorney, by the district court. He was charged, he was booked in a case saying that he is using fraudulent means, he is cheating people, he is using illegal means, or he is trying to mislead people and selling his stock and making them buy, saying that he could transmit the human voice across the Atlantic. When he promised something to the people, no one believed him. And in the next line is we see that he was publicly humiliated. For Lee De Forest, the failures have come as rejection. The failure has come as humiliation. No one trusted him, no one believed in him. But remember, my dear students, when you have a dream, it doesn't matter who believes in you, but it does matter how much you believe in yourself. Lee De Forest, he was charged, he was humiliated, he was called a fraud, but he attained his success because he know where he is heading. So my dear students, when you have a dream and when you are on your journey, there will be people who doesn't believe in it. But if you have a dream, believe in it and attain it. Can you imagine where we would be without his invention? His invention actually helped us to develop the radio. And Lee De Forest, in his autobiography, he even named his autobiography the father of radio. His triode tubes played a crucial role in invention of radio. Yes, Marconi invented the radio, but his triode tubes have played a significant role in development of radio. Next, we see on page 15, a New York Times editorial on December 10, 1903, questioned the wisdom of the Wright brothers who were trying to invent a machine heavier than air that would fly. So over here in this, we see that Wright brothers are trying to invent something that would fly. And no one believed in them. No one trusted in them that they could something that which would fly in air, because people believed that nothing that is heavier than air would fly. No one believed, they questioned their wisdom, they doubted their wisdom. But we see over there on page 15. 1 week later at Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers took their famous flight. But 1 week later, after they were questioned, after they were doubted, and they have taken their first flight at Kitty Hawk and proved that, yes, we can fly. Yes, something which is heavier than air can fly. So they proved to this world. And again, in this story, we see that they were doubted, they were questioned. So when you want to be successful, people will doubt you, people will question you. But believe in yourself, and that's what Wright brothers did. And they answered the whole world by their invention, by their first flight. So let your success speak when people question you, when people doubt you. Let us move on to the next paragraph. We see over here Colonel Sanders at age 65 with a beat up car and a $100 check from Social Security realized he had to do something. And if you see over here, we have a person called Colonel Sanders, and our text says that he is not young. He is not in his youth. He is a 65-year-old man. And at this age, he got very little with him. He got a beat up car. A beat up car means old and damaged. And he have a little amount of $100 with him. And he realized, and now he got a dream that he had to do something. Next paragraph. He remembered his mother's recipe and went out selling. So he remembered his mother's recipe. He made that recipe and he went out selling that recipe. And see there, how many doors did he have to knock on before he got his first order? So what you might think, how many doors he might have knocked before he got the first order? It is estimated that he had knocked more than 1,000 doors before he got his first order. See how persistent and how determined this person is. He almost knocked 1,000 doors before he got the first order, before people recognized him. And a question for you. How many of us quit after 3 tries, 10 tries, 100 tries, and then we say we tried as hard as we could? How many of us would really try as Colonel Sanders tried? In our life, when we want to do something with this life, it is not so easy. The success will not come right away. It will not come in search of you. It is not so instantaneous that you became successful overnight. Remember, when you want to be successful, you need to have patience. And that is what Colonel Sanders got us to teach. He had patience. He had his mother's recipe and he believed in it, and he knocked more than 1,000 doors before he got his first order. In order to be successful, you need to be patient. Have patience, that will lead you to success. We have another personality. We're going to look at a young cartoonist. Let us look at our textbook, page 15. As a young cartoonist, Walt Disney faced many rejections from the newspaper editors who said he had no talent. We all know Walt Disney. He is known for his cartoon character. We'll come to that. And when he approached newspaper editors for a chance in a newspaper to draw cartoons, they said that you have no talent. You better don't draw. You better stop drawing. They told him that he had no talent. One day, a minister of a church hired him to draw some cartoons. So one day, a church minister, that means a father, a pastor, hired him to draw some cartoons. Disney was working out of a small mouse infested shed near the church. So he was busy in his work, and he was working we can see in the text that a mouse infested shed. He was working in it. Infested means to exist in large numbers in a particular place, often causing damage or disease, especially of insects or animals such as rats. So the place was full of mouse. It was infested by small mouse. They were in large number. After seeing a small mouse, he was inspired. That was the start of Mickey Mouse. So he was hired by a pastor and he was drawing some cartoons that the pastor has asked him to draw. And as he was working in that shed, the shed was full of mouse. And by looking at the small mouse, he got an idea and he created this cartoon character called Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse is so famous, and there would be no one who doesn't know this character. And Walt Disney has become so successful in his life. The statistics says in the fiscal year 2020, the Walt Disney Company generated a total revenue of 65.39 billion US dollars. See how drastically his life has changed. From his rejection to his glory. Newspaper editors rejected him, but he believed in himself. He never gave up drawing. And his creative mind, his perseverance, has made him the most famous personality in the world today. We have a production company in his name, Walt Disney Productions, and we all know that they produce a huge budget movies. See, from a rejection to success, Walt Disney have walked the way of failure. He was rejected. He was humiliated, saying that you had no talent. But he believed in himself, and now we know how successful he is. Next line in our textbook: successful people don't do great things, they only do small things in a great way. In order to be successful, it's not that we need to do great things. Remember, do what you do in a great way. Try to try to be perfect in what you do. Be meticulous. Be careful with each and every detail. By doing that, even you do an ordinary small thing, that will make you great. Next paragraph, we see another character. One day, a partially deaf 4-year-old kid came home with a note in his pocket from his teacher. So one day, a partially deaf, he was not totally deaf, he's having some hearing problem. He was sent home, and there is a note in his pocket, and the note says like this: your Tommy is too stupid to learn, get him out of the school. The teacher thought that this particular student is too dumb, we can't teach him, he is so idiotic, he is too ignorant, he can't grasp things. So he wrote a note to this particular boy's mother, and this particular teacher told that mother, your Tommy is too stupid, get him out of school, he doesn't belong here, he can't do anything good over here in the school, so get him out. But see over here, his mother read the note and answered, my Tommy is not stupid to learn, I will teach him myself. When the mother read the note, she told herself, my Tommy is not too stupid to learn, I will teach him myself. And that Tommy grew up to be the great Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison had only 3 months of formal schooling, and he was partially deaf. And if you see over here, Thomas Alva Edison, he was rejected from school. He was a school dropout. In the paragraph, in the given text, it says that he had only 3 months of formal schooling. No one believed in him. Teachers thought that he is too dumb to be taught. They sent him home. But there is one person who believed in him. There is one person who has seen his talent. There is one person who could see what Thomas Alva Edison could be. So, sometimes we need this one person in our life. We need this one person who could really able to see the talent that we possess. And this one person would help us to be successful in life. Thomas Alva Edison, in his early childhood, he was rejected. He was called dumb. He was called stupid. But we know today he is known by his inventions. He is known for his intellect. Never give up, though no one sees your qualities, though no one sees your value. Believe in yourself and work on it. Next, Henry Ford forgot to give the reverse gear in the first car he made. Henry Ford, we all know the Ford cars. When he made his first car, he forgot to give reverse gear. And this is a failure. It's a failure. But even today, the Ford company has its place in the market. And Ford is known today, and he is a successful man. Now, looking at the lives of these people, a question arises. Do you consider these people failure? Are these people about whom we discussed so far? We have discussed about Abraham Lincoln, Lydia Forrest. We have seen about Wright brothers. Colonel Sanders, Walt Disney, Thomas Alva Edison, Henry Ford. Are these people failures? But if you see, they succeeded in spite of problems, not in the absence of them. They succeeded in spite of problems, there are challenges, there are rejections, there are humiliations, they were ridiculed, but they succeeded in midst of them. When you want to be successful, don't think that failures would be absent, rejections will be absent, humiliations will be absent. Remember that you need to be successful in midst of this. But to the outside world, it appears as though they just got lucky. By looking at their success, the outside world think that they just got lucky. But they know the rejection they failed. They know how many times they were humiliated. They know how many times they failed. They know how many times they were broken down. It is not by luck. It is by hard work. It is by perseverance. It is by being consistent. It is by strong willpower that these people succeeded. I already told you, until you stop trying, you are never a failure. Until you stop trying, you're never a failure. Keep trying, keep working, and work till you attain what you want. Next paragraph. All success stories are stories of great failures. So, from the lives which we have seen, we came to know all success stories are stories of great failures. They failed multiple times and they failed greatly. All successful people, they failed. The only difference is that every time they failed, they bounced back. Every time the person who is considered successful today, when they failed, they bounced back. Bounced back means to return quickly to a normal condition after a difficult situation or event. So it is to return quickly to normal condition after a difficult situation. So they all bounced back. They all got back to the normal position, normal condition, and they again tried. That is only the way to be successful. When you face a failure, bounce back. Don't just get stuck there. Don't just fall down there and lie down over there. Just get up. Just start afresh. Just start everything new. This is called failing forward. So bouncing back is called failing forward rather than backward. Sometime in our life when we face failures, we give up and we never want to try again, because once we failed, we consider it as that we will fail every time. So that is called failing backward. But get up and give a try. Try it again. Bounce back. And that is called failing forward. And that is how we move on in life to attain success. You learn and move forward. Learn from your failures and keep moving. So one main important thing is we must learn from your failures. That will help us to keep moving, to keep going in the direction of our success, to attain the success that we want. In 1914, Thomas Edison, at age 67, lost his factory, which was worth a few $1,000,000 on fire. We can see over here. Now, Thomas Alva Edison is around 67 years, and he lost his factory at this old age, and the factory it's a worth of few $1,000,000, and it was because of some accident, some fire accident, it was all burnt up. He had very little insurance. He can't claim the insurance and he can't get the money for the damage. There was a very little insurance. No longer a young man. Edison watched his lifetime effort go up in smoke and said, so when he saw that smoke and the fire coming out of his factory, by looking at that, he said these words: there is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burnt up. Thank God we can start anew. See how positive this man is, and this is what exactly called as bounced back. Right at the site of disaster, he came back to the position of normality, and he was thinking of possibilities, what he could do further, rather than just sitting and complaining that everything he made was lost. And maybe this is the perspective that each of us need as we move forward in our life. When we fail in particular things, let us not just look at that failure and complain, but let us look at the possibilities what we could do further. So let us inculcate this character of positivity. Let us learn from our failures and keep moving. And disaster means a sudden event such as a flood, storm, or accident. A disaster is a sudden event which is unexpected. It could be a flood, it could be a storm, it could be an accident. And then, in spite of the disaster, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. What an attitude! There was this disaster. Everything that he invented so far was burnt up. But right after this, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. What an attitude! And this attitude each one of us need in this stressful world. We live in a fast moving world, and we compete in day to day, and we want to be successful, but have an attitude that Thomas Alva Edison had. Is when you go on in this life, you will fail. At a point of time, you may think that maybe I can't do it, but don't give up. Don't give up. Have a positive mindset. Look forward to the possibilities rather than the failures, and that is how you could be successful. Page 16 to our text. Below are more examples of the failures of successful people, and they have given a list of failures of few more successful people. Thomas Edison failed approximately 10,000 times while he was working on light bulb. So before he invented the light bulb, he failed 10,000 times. Failures, plural. And he was succeeded at something, and he failed multiple times, and he failed 10,000 times approximately. Second, Henry Ford was broke at the age of 40. He was bankrupt at the age of 40, and he thought that he can't take his company any further. But even today, we have Ford company existing in the market. So failures are inevitable. They would come in our life. Third one, Lee Iacocca was fired by Henry Ford too at the age of 54. At the age of 54, Lee Iacocca was fired. Fired means rusticated or removed from job. He was removed from job by Henry Ford too. We don't know what misunderstandings they had, but Henry Ford too removed Lee Iacocca from his job at age 54. But Lee Iacocca became successful, and we can see under the glossary we see that Lee Iacocca, an American businessman known for engineering the Ford Mustang and Ford Pinto cars. So this man engineered the fastest car, one of the fastest cars in the world, Ford Mustang, and he designed or he engineered Ford Pinto cars. Despite of rejection, despite of losing his job, he achieved something in his life. He became successful. Fourth one, and Beethoven was told that he had no talent for music. Same as Walt Disney, he was also told that you had no taste of music, you have no talent for music. But he gave some of the best music to the world. So he was not recognized, his music was not recognized. They said that you have no talent for music, better don't try, better stop playing. But he gave some of the best music to the world. So failures would come as multiple attempts. Maybe you have to try again and again. And maybe you will be bankrupt. Maybe you will be fired by someone. Maybe someone will come and say that you have no talent. But remember, in the midst of all these failures, keep trying. keep trying, and that is how we are going to reach success. Next paragraph. Setbacks are inevitable in life. Inevitable means certain to happen, that you cannot avoid or prevent. Setbacks, they are certain to happen. You cannot avoid them or you cannot prevent them. And setbacks means nothing but it is a synonym to failure. Setbacks means failures. Failures are certain to happen. You cannot avoid them, you cannot prevent them. A setback can act as a driving force and also teaches humility. A failure can act as a driving force, a motivating force which will take us forward and also teach us humility. It teaches us how to be humble. It teaches us a great value. In grief, you will find courage and faith to overcome the setback. In grief, when it pains you, when you fail, that is where you find courage and faith to overcome the failure. So when you are in pain, use the pain in a meaningful way. Get your courage in that pain. Get your faith from that pain. That is how you overcome. That is how you're going to triumph over the setback. We need to learn to be victors, not victims. When you fail, don't accept your defeat and just give up. If you give up, you are a victim, but know how to be a victor. Triumph over your setback, triumph over your failure. Keep trying. Learn from the failure. When you learn, you will be a victor. You will not be a victim. Fear and doubt short circuit the mind. When you fail, obviously you will be pushed into this fear and you will doubt. And these two things are very dangerous. What they will do? They short circuit the mind. They will not let you think in a right way. They will make you believe that you are a failure. They will make you believe that you can't do. Let not fear and doubt take over your mind. Let them not short circuit your mind. Let them not fail your mind. In midst of failures, yes, you will be feared. You will doubt. But hold on. Give a try. Try it again. And learn from the failure. Learn where it is going wrong. And that's how you become successful. Ask yourself after every setback. This is very important. Look at your textbook. Ask yourself after every setback, after every failure, ask yourself what you need to ask. What did I learn from this experience? When you fail, ask yourself, what did I learn from this failure? What did I learn from this experience? Only then you will be able to turn a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Only when you learn from your failure, you will turn this stumbling block. Stumbling block means something which is stopping you, something which stood as a hurdle, a problem or difficulty that stops oneself from achieving something. And when you learn from your failure, this stumbling block which is stopping you, you will turn it as a stepping stone. You will use them to attain next level. You use them to build your career and to move forward. So learn from your failures. This is a very important thing to do in our life. Learn from that experience. When you fail, learn from that failure. Learn from that experience. Turn that stumbling block into a stepping stone. Next paragraph. The motivation to succeed comes from the burning desire to achieve a purpose. The motivation to be successful, to succeed, it comes from the burning desire to achieve a purpose. When you have a purpose, have a burning desire in your heart in order to achieve that purpose, and that is what going to fuel you to be successful. That is what going to motivate you to be successful. Have that burning desire of purpose in your heart. Napoleon Hill wrote, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Napoleon Hill, his quotation, he says that if your mind is capable of forming an idea, conceive means to form an idea, a plan in your mind, you could able to achieve it. If your mind could able to plan it, if your mind could able to have an idea, and if you believe in it, the mind can achieve it. So your mind is a very powerful weapon. When you are imaginative and when you believe in it, when you have an idea that you conceive in your main mind, know that your mind can also achieve it. So believe in yourself first before you make this world believe in you. That is very important. You believe in yourself first before you make this world believe in you. And next paragraph, it is all about knowing the secret how to be successful. We all want to be successful, and so far we have seen we need to learn from our setbacks. We all need to believe in ourselves. Our mind is capable of achieving if it could able to conceive an idea. But over here we have a story of an young man, and he want to be successful. He want to know the secret of being successful. It's a very interesting story. Listen to it carefully. A young man asked Socrates the secret to success. So a young man came to Socrates, a well-known Greek philosopher. He came to him and asked him, "Sir, I want to be successful. Could you please tell me the secret of success?" Because he's a philosopher, a very knowledgeable and wise man. So he thought that he will have some secret how to be successful, and he came to ask for the secret. And then Socrates told the young man to meet him near the river the next morning. So he told that, "Young man, you go away. So you come and meet me near the river the next morning. So come tomorrow in the early morning, meet me near the river." They met, and this young man might have thought that, okay, maybe tomorrow early in the morning with a fresh mind, Socrates is going to tell me the secret of success. And they both met. Socrates asked the young man to walk with him toward the river. So he asked this young man, "Okay, let's walk in." So they went towards the river. When the water got up to their neck, Socrates took the young man by surprise and ducked him into the water. So as they got up to their neck, as the water got up to their neck, Socrates took the young man by surprise. He surprised him and ducked him into the water. Ducked means pushed somebody underwater and held them there for a short time. So he just pushed him into the water and he held him there under the water. The boy struggled to get out, but Socrates was strong and kept him there until the boy started turning blue. And the boy struggled to come out, trying to come out of the water. And Socrates was a very strong man, and he didn't let this young man come out of the water. And he held him in the water till the boy started turning blue. Turning blue is an idiom which means being exhausted. He's all exhausted, he's losing his energy, he's losing his conscience. Until then, he held him in the water, and then all of a sudden, he pulled his head out. Socrates pulled his head out of the water, and the first thing the young man did was to gasp and take a deep breath of air. As soon as Socrates pulled him out of the water, this young man, you can see that he gasped and take a deep breath of air. He has taken a lot of air, all he could grasp, as much as he could grasp, he grasped the air. Socrates asked, "What did you want the most when you were there?" So the Socrates asked the young man, "What did you want the most when you were under the water? Do you want money? Do you want glory? Do you want materialistic things of this world? What do you want when you were there in the water?" Obviously, he needs only one thing when he was under the water. The boy replied, "Air. What all I need was, it was not money, it was not fame, it was not glory, nothing in this world that I need. I was in need of air, just air." Socrates said, "This is the secret to success. When you want success as badly as you want the air, then you will get it. So when you want success as bad as you need air when you were there underwater, you will only get success when you want success as badly as you need air when you were under the water. There is no shortcut. You need to dream for it. You need to work for it. You need to struggle for it. And you need to have in your mind what all you need is, you need to be successful. Then only you could be able to succeed in life. There is no other secret. And this is what the secret of being successful. There is no other secret. You need to long for success. You need to work for it. You need to struggle for it. There is no other secret. Last line. A burning desire is the starting point of all accomplishments. You need to have a burning desire in order to be accomplished, in order to be successful. Accomplishment means something successful or impressive that is achieved after a lot of effort and hard work. So, you need to have a burning desire in order to be successful in life. Just like a small fire cannot give much heat, a weak desire cannot produce great results. So, a small fire cannot give much heat. A weak desire cannot produce great result. Have a strong burning desire, only that could produce a great result, not a weak and a tiny desire. So have a strong determined mind to be successful, and that is how we're going to get a great result, and that is how we're going to achieve success in our life. Hope you learned a lot of values that we need in our life in order to be successful. Success, as we have discussed, it is not an instantaneous process. It is a day-to-day struggle. It is a dream to attain. It is a struggle to go through. But when you are successful, all these stories would inspire someone. So keep trying, never give up, no matter what comes, no matter who rejects you, no matter who doubts you. Keep on moving, learn from your failures, and that is how we could be successful. May you all be successful in your life and reach greater height in your life. In these closing lines, Shivakira is motivating us. Before we win out there in this world, we need to win it in our mind. Our mind plays a crucial role. Our will plays a crucial role. So before we go out into the world and win and be successful, we need to be successful in our mind first. We need to win it in our mind. So let's read these last few lines. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think that you are a defeated person, yes, you are a defeated person. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you think that you're not brave enough to try something new, you will never try anything new. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. And you have a desire to win, but in your mind you think that you can't. And the author says it's a cinch. Cinch means a thing that is certain to happen. Means for sure you will not win because you already lost it in your mind. If you think you will lose, you're lost. Yes, if you think that you lost, if you're a pessimist and you think that there's nothing good that's going to happen, you already lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. Success always starts in our mind. It starts with the will of ours. First, as I told you, we need to win it in our mind before we win it out in the world. It's all in the state of mind. It's all in the state of our mind. If you think you're a failure, you're a failure. If you think you can do, you can do. If you think you can win, yes, you can win. So make up your mind. Make it stay healthy. Make it stay positive. Always wake up from your bed with a great hope, with a lot of positivity. Yes, I'm going to do something new today. Yes, I'm going to learn something new today. So have that good state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. Outclassed means uh, overcame, triumph. If you think that you won, you won. You have got to think high to raise. In order to win, you need to have a high standard of thinking. You have got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. You need to be sure, yes, I'm going to get it. I'm going to win it. You need to have that confidence before you win something. Life's battle don't always go to the stronger and faster man. In this life, It's not always the strongest and the fastest would win, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. The man who believes in himself, in herself, and thinks that he or she can win, it is those people who will win. It is not the fastest and strongest that who wins all the time. It is the person who thinks he can, he wins. So set your mind right, have a good state of mind, have a strong, determined will, and always think that you can, and definitely you can.